It starts the moment you wake up, doesn't it? That first step out of bed, the sharp pain shooting through your knees and hips, the stiffness in your fingers making even buttoning a shirt a frustrating challenge. By mid-morning you're checking your blood sugar again, watching those numbers that never seem to stabilize no matter how carefully you eat. And the prescriptions? They keep multiplying. One to control your blood pressure, another for cholesterol, something for the pain, and then more pills to manage the side effects of the first ones. The worst part? Many of these medications only mask symptoms while creating new problems: weight gain, brain fog, digestive issues, and that bone-deep fatigue that never seems to lift. Sometimes it feels like your body is betraying you, like no one truly understands what you're going through, like this is just what getting older means, accepting pain, limitation, and a growing dependence on medications as your new normal. But what if I told you there's another way? What if your body contains a powerful healing system that most American doctors never mention? A system so remarkable it can help reduce joint inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, strengthen your gums and bones, and potentially protect you from diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's? This isn't science fiction or another empty promise. It's happening right now in the bodies of people who've unlocked this hidden biological mechanism, and nowhere is this more evident than in Japan, home to the world's highest concentration of centenarians who remain independent well into their 90s and beyond, often without the chronic pain and health issues that many Americans consider inevitable. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara worked as a physician until the age of 105. At 97 he was still performing surgery. At 100 he was writing books and giving lectures. When asked his secret, his answer wasn't complicated supplements or rigorous exercise regimens. It was understanding how to activate his body's natural self-healing system. Here in America, the average 70-year-old takes 5 prescription medications daily. In Okinawa, Japan, that number is less than 2. The difference? They've mastered the art of activating a process called autophagy, your body's built-in rejuvenation mechanism, discovered by Nobel Prize-winning scientist Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi. I'm going to share with you the simple, science-backed methods that legendary Japanese scientists and physicians have used to help their patients live longer, more vibrant lives. These aren't extreme diets or exhausting exercise programs. They're gentle, sustainable practices that work with your body's natural rhythms. By the end of our time together, you'll know exactly how to activate your body's self-healing power, even if you're over 60, even if you have health challenges, and even if previous approaches haven't worked for you. This isn't about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Let's begin. Before we dive into the practical strategies, let's understand what's actually happening in your body when you activate this remarkable system. Autophagy is your body's natural recycling and renewal system, a built-in detox mechanism that keeps your cells clean and efficient. The word itself comes from Greek, meaning self-eating, and that's precisely what happens. Your body identifies damaged or dysfunctional components within your cells and breaks them down to be reused or removed. Think of it as spring cleaning at the cellular level. When autophagy is activated, your body clears out cellular debris, damaged proteins, and even potentially cancerous cells, making way for healthier, more resilient cells. In 2016, Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize for discovering this remarkable process. His groundbreaking research revealed that autophagy becomes especially active during periods of fasting or mild stress, helping your body repair itself, maintain a healthy weight, and lower the risk of diseases associated with aging. Here's what's crucial to understand. As we age, autophagy naturally slows down. By age 60, this vital process may be functioning at less than half its optimal level. This decline contributes to many of the challenges we associate with aging: stubborn weight gain, especially around the middle, declining energy and mental clarity, slower recovery from illness and injury, and increased vulnerability to chronic diseases. But here's the good news: we can reactivate and enhance autophagy at any age. In fact, Japanese scientists have discovered that people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s can significantly boost their autophagy levels through simple lifestyle adjustments. I know you're tired of empty promises, tired of being told to just live with your arthritis pain, tired of watching your gums recede despite rigorous dental care, tired of blood sugar numbers that never stabilize no matter how carefully you follow conventional advice. And most of all, tired of being handed another prescription instead of real solutions. That's exactly why I'll share with you today the science-backed methods used by 5 legendary Japanese researchers and physicians who have helped thousands of seniors reclaim their vitality and independence from the exact same health challenges you're facing right now. Let's meet the 5 extraordinary scientists whose research will guide our journey today. Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi, the Nobel pioneer. Dr. Ohsumi's Nobel Prize-winning discovery of autophagy changed our understanding of how the body heals itself. Unlike many scientists who work in isolation, Dr. Ohsumi emphasized collaboration and openness. His philosophy was that the greatest scientific advances come when knowledge is shared freely. In his Nobel lecture he stated, "Without autophagy, our cells cannot survive." This process is essential for keeping your body balanced, energized, and resilient. What makes Dr. Ohsumi's work so revolutionary is that it bridges ancient wisdom with modern science. Many traditional practices in Japan, from periodic fasting to certain foods, were intuitively supporting autophagy long before it had a scientific name. Dr. Takayuki Teruya, the metabolism master. While Dr. Ohsumi discovered autophagy, Dr. Takayuki Teruya has dedicated his career to understanding how we can activate it through fasting and metabolic enhancement. His groundbreaking research revealed 3 key insights. First, fasting stimulates multiple metabolic pathways that increase the production of compounds involved in energy production and antioxidant defense. Second, during fasting periods, our bodies naturally produce more antioxidants, the compounds that neutralize harmful free radicals and reduce inflammation. And third, these metabolic shifts may actually slow certain aspects of aging at the cellular level. Dr. Teruya's work has shown that we don't need extreme fasting to see benefits. Even modest adjustments to when we eat can trigger these powerful effects. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, the living example. Perhaps the most inspiring of our 5 masters is Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who not only researched longevity but embodied it. Working until 105 and seeing patients until 103, he was a living testament to his methods. Dr. Hinohara's approach combined physical health with mental engagement. He frequently said, "Don't retire from life," believing that purpose and joy were as important as diet and exercise. His dietary philosophy centered on moderation, eating until 80% full, avoiding excess sugar and processed foods, and maintaining a primarily plant-based diet. But what made Dr. Hinohara's approach unique was his emphasis on the mind-body connection. He believed that enjoying life was one of the best ways to forget pain and maintain health. Dr. Yumi Ishihara, the Prime Minister's physician. As the personal physician to Japanese prime ministers and head of the prestigious Ishihara Clinic in Tokyo, Dr. Yumi Ishihara has applied autophagy science to high-performing individuals under extreme stress. Dr. Ishihara pioneered a modified fasting protocol that creates long windows for cellular rejuvenation without depriving the body of nutrients. His approach includes strategic liquid meals and emphasizes quality over quantity. What's remarkable about Dr. Ishihara's method is its gentleness. Unlike extreme diets that stress the body, his protocol works with your natural rhythms to enhance healing without disruption. Dr. Hiromi Shinya, the gut health pioneer. Our 5th master is Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a pioneering gastroenterologist who recognized the critical connection between gut health, enzyme function, and autophagy. Dr. Shinya developed the Shinya biozyme theory, which proposes that enzyme-rich foods support autophagy by enhancing digestion and reducing inflammatory burden on the body. His research highlighted how certain foods, particularly plant foods rich in natural enzymes, can support gut health while simultaneously enhancing autophagy. Dr. Shinya also introduced the concept of the Shinya Little Fast, a 16-hour fasting period that gives the digestive system time to rest and triggers autophagy throughout the body. These 5 masters, each approaching health and longevity from a different angle, have collectively created what I call the Japanese longevity blueprint, a comprehensive approach to activating autophagy and enhancing health after 60. Now, let's explore how to apply their wisdom in your daily life. The first pillar of the Japanese longevity blueprint focuses not on what you eat, but when you eat. This timing approach is perhaps the most powerful way to activate autophagy. According to Dr. Teruya's research, one of the most effective ways to trigger autophagy is through intermittent fasting, creating a daily window of time where you don't eat, allowing your body to shift from digestion to deep cellular repair. What's fascinating is that this practice has been naturally woven into traditional Japanese lifestyles for generations, long before science understood why it worked. Many Japanese elders intuitively skip meals or maintain longer gaps between dinner and breakfast, unknowingly supporting their body's built-in cleansing processes. Let me tell you about Martha, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. Martha had reached the point where she dreaded waking up each morning. Her arthritis had become so severe that her fingers would be locked in pain, making even holding a coffee cup a challenge. Her knees throbbed constantly, limiting her beloved neighborhood walks. Worst of all, her blood sugar was becoming increasingly unstable despite taking 2 medications, leaving her with constant fatigue and worry about developing complications. "I felt like I was on a downward spiral," Martha told me. "My doctor just kept adding more prescriptions. I was taking 6 different pills every day and still feeling worse. The joint pain was robbing me of activities I loved, and the medication side effects left me feeling foggy and disconnected from life," she recounts. After learning about intermittent fasting from her Japanese-American neighbor, Martha decided to try a gentle approach. She simply extended the time between her dinner, which she started eating earlier, around 6 p.m., and breakfast the next day, which she pushed to 9 a.m. This created a 15-hour window where her body could focus on repair rather than digestion. Within 3 weeks, Martha was shocked by what happened. The morning stiffness in her fingers had decreased by nearly 70%. She could walk for 15 minutes without having to stop from knee pain. Her blood sugar readings stabilized, remaining in the normal range for the first time in years. Her gums, which had been receding, actually began to look healthier. She'd lost 7 pounds without changing what she ate just when she ate it. After 6 months, her doctor was so impressed he reduced 3 of her medications, and her inflammatory markers had improved significantly. "For the first time in years," Martha said, "I feel like I'm getting better, not worse. I'm not just managing symptoms, my body is actually healing." Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your own life, even if you've never fasted before. Option 1. The gentle 12-hour window. Simply ensure there's a 12-hour gap between your last bite of food in the evening and your first bite the next morning. For example, finish dinner by 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 7 a.m. This approach is perfect for beginners and still provides significant autophagy benefits according to Dr. Teruya's research. Option 2. The standard 16-hour method. This is Dr. Shinya's recommended approach, finishing dinner by 6 p.m. and having breakfast after 10 a.m. the next day, creating a 16-hour fasting window. Option 3. Dr. Ishihara's modified protocol. For those who want even greater benefits, Dr. Ishihara recommends keeping one meal solid and making the others liquid-based, such as fresh vegetable juices or miso broth. Whichever option you choose, remember these important guidelines. First, stay hydrated during your fasting window. Water, herbal tea, and diluted vegetable broths are all excellent choices. Second, listen to your body. If you feel lightheaded or extremely hungry, break your fast. This isn't about suffering, it's about working with your body's natural rhythms. Third, consistency matters more than perfection. Even practicing intermittent fasting 3 to 4 days per week will provide significant benefits. Remember, this isn't a modern diet fad, it's a practice that aligns with your body's ancient wisdom. Japanese centenarians have been naturally eating this way for generations. We're simply rediscovering what they never forgot. The second pillar of the Japanese longevity blueprint is perhaps the simplest, yet most profound change you can make, embracing the Okinawan practice of Hara Hachi Bu, eating until you're 80% full. Dr. Hinohara, who lived to 105, was a strong advocate of this principle. He believed that slight calorie restriction without malnutrition was a key factor in his longevity and mental clarity into his second century of life. Modern research confirms his intuition. Studies from the National Institute on Aging have shown that moderate calorie restriction reduces oxidative stress on your organs, lowers inflammation throughout the body, enhances cellular cleanup mechanisms, autophagy, and improves metabolic health and insulin sensitivity. The beauty of Hara Hachi Bu is that it's not a diet, it's a mindset. There's no counting calories or restricting food groups. You simply stop eating before you feel completely full. Consider Robert, a 67-year-old retired engineer from Florida. "I thought heartburn, acid reflux, and poor sleep were just part of getting older," Robert told me. Every meal had become a calculation. Would the discomfort be worth it? His blood pressure remained stubbornly high despite taking 2 medications, and his doctor had recently mentioned the possibility of prediabetes. The worst was the constant bloating and gas. It was embarrassing and painful. I couldn't even play with my grandkids on the floor because getting up was too uncomfortable with all that pressure in my abdomen. Robert's medicine cabinet was overflowing with remedies: prescription proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, over-the-counter gas relief, laxatives for constipation, and pain relievers for the throbbing in his joints that seemed to worsen after large meals. During a trip to Japan with his son, Robert noticed how much smaller the portions were, and how people seemed to eat more mindfully. His tour guide explained Hara Hachi Bu, and Robert was intrigued. What struck me was seeing so many active, healthy people in their 80s and 90s in Japan. They weren't taking handfuls of pills or complaining about heartburn. They were living. When he returned home, he decided to experiment. He would use a smaller plate and stop eating when he felt about 80% satisfied. The results astonished him. His acid reflux disappeared completely within 2 weeks. His joint pain, particularly in his knees, decreased by more than half. His blood pressure dropped to normal ranges for the first time in a decade. His sleep improved from 4 fragmented hours to 7 solid hours nightly. His next blood work showed significantly improved glucose levels, and most surprisingly, his enjoyment of food actually increased. As Robert put it, when you're not stuffing yourself, you actually taste your food more. Meals become more pleasurable, not less, and the relief from constant digestive pain is freedom I hadn't experienced in years. Here's how you can implement this gentle approach in your daily life. Step 1. Slow down. Japanese elders typically eat much more slowly than Americans. Put your fork down between bites. Chew thoroughly. These simple changes give your brain time to register fullness. Step 2. Check in halfway. When you're about halfway through your meal, pause for 30 seconds. Ask yourself, how hungry am I still, on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're below a 3 or 4, consider ending the meal. Step 3. Redefine enough. The goal isn't to leave the table hungry, it's to leave satisfied but not stuffed. You should feel energized after eating, not sluggish. Step 4. Use visual cues. Consider using smaller plates as they do in Japan. Research shows we naturally eat less when food is served on smaller dishes. Step 5. Practice gratitude. In Japan, saying itadakimasu before meals, expressing gratitude for the food, is universal. This moment of appreciation naturally encourages mindful eating. What's remarkable about Hara Hachi Bu is that it often leads to natural weight management without dieting. Many seniors find that this simple principle helps them maintain a healthy weight more effectively than any diet they've tried. Dr. Hinohara maintained a steady weight from his 40s until his passing at 105. He credited this stability to never overloading his digestive system and always leaving a little room at the end of meals. Remember, this isn't about restriction. It's about respect for your body's signals and needs. Now that we've covered when to eat and how much to eat, let's explore what to eat to maximize autophagy and longevity, according to our 5 Japanese masters. All 5 of our Japanese scientists emphasize a diet centered around plant foods. Dr. Shinya, in particular, advocated for a diet where at least 85% of calories come from plant sources. The traditional Japanese diet provides an excellent template. Vegetables of many varieties and colors. Seaweed, which is rich in minerals and unique compounds. Fermented foods like miso, natto, and pickled vegetables. modest portions of fish and seafood, legumes like soybeans in various forms, whole grains such as brown rice and barley. What you won't find in abundance are processed foods, refined sugars, or large portions of meat, all of which can suppress autophagy, according to research. Research from Japanese universities has identified several foods that may specifically enhance autophagy. Green tea, rich in catechins that have been shown to stimulate autophagy in research studies. Dr. Ishihara recommends 2 to 3 cups of Japanese sencha daily. Fermented foods, miso, natto, and naturally fermented pickles provide beneficial bacteria that support gut health and may enhance autophagy through improved digestion. Mushrooms. Varieties like shiitake contain compounds that may trigger autophagy. Dr. Shinya recommended including mushrooms at least 3 to 4 times weekly. Colorful vegetables, purple sweet potatoes, kabocha squash, and other deeply pigmented vegetables provide antioxidants that protect cells while autophagy does its work. Seaweed. Varieties like wakame and kombu are rich in minerals and compounds that support cellular health and renewal. Consider Helen, a 78-year-old retired nurse from Oregon. It felt like my body was just falling apart piece by piece, Helen told me. As a former nurse, the irony wasn't lost on her that despite her medical knowledge, her health was declining rapidly. Her gums had receded so severely that her dentist warned she might lose several teeth within the year. The bone density scan showed osteopenia advancing toward osteoporosis. Her hands were so inflamed with arthritis that she'd given up knitting, her lifelong passion. And most frustrating of all, she battled recurring urinary tract infections that antibiotics would clear temporarily before they returned with a vengeance. I was taking 14 different supplements: calcium, vitamin D, glucosamine, chondroitin, cranberry extract, probiotics. My breakfast was basically a handful of pills, and still everything was getting worse. The turning point came when her granddaughter gave her a book about Japanese longevity as a birthday gift. After learning about the Japanese approach to nutrition, Helen began incorporating miso soup for breakfast, replaced coffee with green tea, and added small portions of fermented foods like natto to her meals. Within a month, the changes in her health shocked both her and her doctor. The persistent urinary tract infections disappeared completely. At her next dental checkup, her dentist noted improved gum health and reduced inflammation. Her chronic constipation resolved without medication. Morning stiffness in her hands decreased from 2 hours to just 15 minutes. The persistent brain fog she'd attributed to just getting older lifted. And most significantly, blood tests showed remarkable improvements in her inflammatory markers. Her doctor was so astonished, he asked what prescription had created such dramatic changes in her inflammation levels. "I'm not taking any new prescriptions," Helen told him. "I'm eating like a Japanese grandmother." Her doctor's response? "Well, maybe we should be writing prescriptions for miso soup instead of so many medications." Here's how to implement these principles in your daily life, even if you're unfamiliar with Japanese cuisine. Start your day with miso. A simple miso soup takes just minutes to prepare and provides probiotics, nutrients, and gentle hydration. Dr. Hinohara had miso soup almost every morning of his adult life. Embrace the power of threes. Dr. Ishihara recommends his patients follow the power of 3 rule for plant foods. 3 different colored vegetables at each meal. 3 different fermented foods daily. 3 cups of green tea throughout the day. Make vegetables the center. Rather than thinking of meat as the main dish with vegetables on the side, reverse your perspective. Make vegetables the star and animal proteins the accent. Choose quality over quantity. When you do include animal foods, choose smaller amounts of higher quality options, like the Japanese approach to fish and seafood. What's remarkable about this approach is its gentleness. There's no need for extreme elimination diets or complicated rules. It's about adding beneficial foods rather than focusing on what you can't have. And most importantly, this way of eating is sustainable. The centenarians of Okinawa haven't been on diets. They've simply maintained these traditions throughout their lives. We've covered when to eat, how much to eat, and what to eat. But there's a 4th pillar that all 5 of our Japanese masters emphasized, one that goes beyond food entirely. It's what Dr. Hinohara called the rhythm of life. the daily patterns and practices that create the foundation for longevity. Dr. Hinohara was famous for taking the stairs instead of elevators, even in his 90s. He believed that consistent, gentle movement throughout the day was more beneficial than occasional intense exercise. In Okinawan villages, elders naturally move throughout their day, tending gardens, walking to neighbors' homes, preparing meals from scratch. This natural movement keeps muscles engaged and circulation flowing without taxing aging joints. Dr. Shinya recommended walking 30 to 40 minutes daily, preferably outdoors where you can connect with nature. He believed this simple practice enhanced autophagy by improving circulation and reducing stress. Perhaps the most profound insight from our Japanese masters concerns the importance of purpose, what the Japanese call ikigai. Dr. Hinohara continued seeing patients until 103 because he believed having purpose kept him vital. In his words, "Don't retire from life. Find your ikigai, your reason to get up in the morning, and pursue it with passion." Research from Tohoku University has shown that seniors with a strong sense of purpose have lower rates of cognitive decline, better cardiovascular health, stronger immune function, lower overall mortality. Consider James, a 71-year-old retired accountant from Illinois. Retirement was supposed to be the reward for decades of hard work, James told me. Instead, it felt like being put out to pasture. Without the structure of work, James found himself increasingly isolated. His days blurred together. Breakfast, TV, lunch, nap, more TV, dinner, then insomnia that left him exhausted the next day. The health consequences came swiftly. His ankles swelled so severely that putting on shoes became painful. His doctor diagnosed peripheral neuropathy, nerve damage in his feet that caused constant tingling and sometimes shooting pain, especially at night. His blood pressure skyrocketed despite medication adjustments, and his A1C levels put him squarely in the diabetic range. My doctor just kept upping my dosages and adding more medications. I was taking pills to counteract the side effects of other pills. My bathroom cabinet looked like a pharmacy. But worst of all was the mental fog and sense of purposelessness. I started wondering what the point was in taking all these medications just to sit in my chair another day. Everything changed when his daughter gave him a book about Japanese longevity and the concept of ikigai, a reason for being. James was particularly struck by Dr. Hinohara's emphasis on purpose and how he continued working into his hundreds. James realized he missed using his skills to help others. He began volunteering at a nonprofit, helping low-income families with tax preparation and financial literacy. He started walking to the center 3 days a week, a 20-minute journey each way. Within months, the transformation in his health astonished his doctor. The swelling in his ankles subsided almost completely. The nerve pain in his feet decreased by nearly 70%. His blood sugar readings dropped back into the pre-diabetic range. His blood pressure normalized, allowing his doctor to reduce his medication. His persistent heartburn disappeared without additional medication. His sleep improved from 4 fragmented hours to 7 solid hours. Even his hearing seemed to improve as his overall inflammation decreased. As James put it, having somewhere to be, someone expecting me, and using my skills to help others. It's better medicine than anything in my pill cabinet. I'm not just managing symptoms anymore. I'm actually healing. Here's how to implement this wisdom in your own life. Find natural movement. Look for ways to incorporate movement throughout your day. Gardening, house projects, walking instead of driving for short errands. Cultivate connection. Japanese elders are rarely isolated. Regular social interaction is associated with lower rates of dementia and better immune function. Embrace lifelong learning. Dr. Hinohara began learning English at 50 and took up painting in his 70s. Challenging your brain creates new neural pathways. Discover your ikigai. Reflect on what gives you a sense of purpose. What makes you look forward to tomorrow? What allows you to contribute your unique gifts? Establish a rhythm. Create daily routines that support your health. Regular meal times, consistent sleep patterns, moments of reflection or meditation. These practices aren't separate from the dietary principles we've discussed. They enhance them. Together they create a holistic approach to longevity that nourishes both body and spirit. Think about where you are right now, waking up with stiff, painful joints, checking blood sugar numbers that never seem to stabilize, opening another bottle of antacids for persistent heartburn, worrying about gum recession despite rigorous dental care, wondering if constant fatigue is just your new normal. Now imagine a different reality. Moving without joint pain restricting your every step. Stable blood sugar without the constant medication adjustments. Digestion that works smoothly without pills and discomfort. Healthy gums and stronger bones throughout your body. Energy that lasts throughout the day, not just for an hour after coffee. The Japanese longevity blueprint offers you 4 simple pillars that target the root cause of these issues, your body's declining ability to clean and repair itself. Pillar 1. Time your meals to reduce inflammation. Create a daily fasting window of 12 to 16 hours to activate autophagy. This isn't about starving yourself, it's about giving your body essential time for cellular repair. For arthritis sufferers, studies show this can reduce inflammatory markers by up to 40%. For diabetes concerns, may improve insulin sensitivity and stabilize blood sugar. For dental health, promotes gum tissue regeneration and reduces oral inflammation. Pillar 2, practice Hara Hachi Bu to ease digestive distress. Eat until you're 80% full, allowing your digestive system to work efficiently without excess strain. For acid reflux and GERD, prevents the pressure that forces stomach acid upward. For joint pain, reduces the inflammation triggered by overeating. For blood pressure, helps maintain healthy levels without excessive medication. Pillar 3. Choose autophagy-enhancing foods for cellular repair. Center your diet around specific vegetables, fermented foods, green tea, and modest amounts of high-quality protein. For bone and dental health, provides minerals needed for repair without acidity. For neuropathy, contains compounds that support nerve health and regeneration. For immune function, strengthens your body's natural defenses against infection. Pillar 4. Create a longevity rhythm to restore joy. Incorporate natural movement, purpose, connection, and consistent routines that work even with limited mobility. For depression associated with chronic pain, activates natural mood-enhancing systems. For sleep disruption, establishes patterns that promote deeper, more restorative rest. For cognitive health, provides the social interaction crucial for brain function. I understand how frustrating it is when well-meaning doctors tell you to just live with your pain or hand you another prescription instead of real solutions. How demoralizing it feels when conventional approaches treat you as a collection of symptoms, rather than a whole person deserving of vibrant health at any age. This Japanese approach targets the root cause of suffering, helping your body heal itself. As Dr. Hinohara told patients, start with what feels possible today. Small changes consistently applied yield remarkable results. Consider extending your overnight fast by 1 hour to reduce joint inflammation, adding miso soup for gut-strengthening probiotics, or finding your ikigai, perhaps the most powerful medicine. This isn't about miracle cures but working with your body's wisdom to address root causes. I've seen these principles transform seniors who thought pain and decline were inevitable parts of aging. Next, we'll explore specific recipes for arthritis, blood sugar, and digestive issues. Remember Dr. Hinohara's words at 105, your body knows how to heal. Your job is simply to create the conditions that allow that healing to happen. Please subscribe for upcoming solutions, and share with others who face these challenges. Comment below about which health concern you most want to address. Your story might help someone suffering silently.